video, we are going to and learn about what is a full stack application. Before moving into the Django introduction, I thought it's better we discuss that exactly a full stack application is. So, if I we divide full stack application. So I would like to divide into three parts, which is basically uh, when I say three parts. So we'll have three parts. So these are the three parts. So one we call is at a front end. One is a front end. Second is your back end, and then the database part. So this is basically referred to the UI, where on a browser. Let's say you are created a front end of your application, and with on a Chrome, or like you say you have a Edge, Microsoft Edge, or you have Chrome, right? So your web application, you are hitting some URL, like let's say uh, let's say when you say HTTP something colon, let's say local host 8000, something of that sort in Django we will be doing. So this is basically when you hit that URL, something comes up on the screen, right? So basically, whatever that comes on screen, so that is nothing but that is something you considered your front end, where users see that. That is the user interface. And then there is a backend. Backend is basically the component which handles the request. So the server part, right? So handles request. We generally handle request in the backend, so it's basically the server part of it. Okay, so this is the client, this is server, and then we have the database. So database is can be a NoSQL or a SQL database. So this database basically, so this is how the flow. So front end will request something to backend, and if there is a database dependency or need to fetch some data, then it will backend will fetch it from the database. That database return it to backend, and then backend create the response here. So this response will be sent as a data in a JSON format. Okay, so or some other format wherever it is you want it, based on the application. This is how the front end full stack application is basically. These are the major components which we talk. So when we talk about the technology perspective, so here what are the technologies what we use, and prior to that, one more important thing we should know, mm, is this UI, right? So the front end is, so every front end is comprised of three things. One is called HTML, and one is called CSS, and the third one is the JavaScript. So, irrespective of any language you take, so now let's discuss about what are the uh, technologies which we use. One is a React, one is Angular, and then we have Vue.js. These are the leading at this point. So any you take any language, irrespective of that, every front end will have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. Now, what are the what this what why we need that basically? So HTML will provide the skeleton or the structure to the front end. So it is a building block. Then it is very raw. It's very raw. It's not pleasing, I would say. Not look good, right? Look good feature is not there in that. So just to enable that, okay, so just to enable that, we apply. So there are certain like tags. Let's say I have a H1 tag, something of that sort. So here some data I can put here. Now, to beautify it, what we use, we apply CSS, cascade style state sheet, styling sheet. So this is what whatever you see on a UI, basically that it is a CSS behind it, which is basically styling it. And then also if you want to increase the interactivity of this interactivity part, like where you want to interact with the UI, then JS will help us. The JavaScripts which we are there will help us. So now there is a Python scripts also you can use again, but there is something script which is required. So that is where we need to use. And this is the basic understanding we should have about the database. Sorry, the front end. And with respect to our REST, so let's say let me just tell you now. There are something called stack. What even means technology stack? So there is like a man and mean stack. Prior to that, let me just again list down the uh, so like front end. We have the technologies like React, Angular, then Vue, JS. Backend, we can use Node.js and plus Express.js. Okay, we can use Flask. We can use Spring Boot. We can use even Java, Spring Boot and Java, and we can use not Django. Django is a full stack application. Yeah, Django also we can use as a backend. Okay, there are many. Just I'm listing few, and in terms of the databases, database we have like let's say SQL database. You have MySQL, SQLite. Then you have Oracle. Then you have Teradata. And when I talk about NoSQL, we have MongoDB. We have Redis, Cassandra. I think these are the few one listing, but there can be many. So now, if I talk about a mean stack, okay. So now we can choose from this technology. So M for MongoDB. So let me just put it in different colors so that MEA mean stack, right? So in that the M stands for MongoDB, E for Express.js, and A for Angular and Node.js. Right. So this is the mean stack, Mon stack. So let's say I have a Mon stack. So if you see there is a change here. So there is a change which you can see there is a here and there is a R here. So rest remains same, only instead of Angular we'll use React. So basically this is how the stacks are defined, basically like for which technology I'm using for front end, which I'm using for node back end, and the database, right? So that is where the full stack application comes. I hope this video is informative for you and you have learned something about it. And if you want to provide any review or some any comments, please feel free to use the comment section below. And that's all from this video. See you in the next video.